Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back into the Bears Den, an NFL podcast with the Chicago Bears First Focus. I'm your host, Alex, and we're back. I have finally figured out my webcam. It was not working. It has not been working for the last 2 weeks. The software that I used to record had updated, and it was no longer functioning. And I thought that perhaps my webcam had died. I was recording a video, and it popped, and it had stopped working, and the audio popped on my PC. So I thought maybe it had died. So I'd been working on it really the last week and a half to try and figure it out, and it was really bugging me, but I think we have finally fixed it. So hoping for no issues during this recording, but it is Thursday, Super Bowl week. It is pick'em time, our final pick of the year for the 2024-2025 season. 2 weeks ago, conference championship weekend, I went 0-2. I picked Buffalo and I picked Washington, and boy, Washington did not stand a chance against Philly. That was a beatdown, and Buffalo was in it towards the end. I thought that, they had a call or two that didn't go their way, but, in a game like that, when you have a quarterback like Josh Allen, you can't rely on the officials. You can't run a play that is going to put the call in the officials' hands. You need to go win the game yourself. And the Chiefs went and won that game. So, Chiefs Eagles Super Bowl rematch at the Super Bowl 2 years ago. That was a 38-35 game. That was one of the better Super Bowls of all time, and you know it is. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good game. Before I get into that, I want to talk about the passing of Virginia McCaskey just a little bit. Obviously, a sad day for not just Bears fans, but for NFL fans, fans of professional sports. Um, Daughter of the founder of the NFL, George Halas, and who has been a part of the Bears for what seems like forever. She passed away at the age of 102 today, and you know, she's the only owner that I've known in my lifetime for the Bears, and um, I think that recent years the success has not been where it's ought to be. And I know that she was probably frustrated and pissed off about that. And it sucks that, George and other members of the Bears couldn't get it turned around for her to see another Super Bowl win in her lifetime. Obviously, in the 2010s, the team was pretty good. Went to the Super Bowl, went to the NFC Championship game, had some pretty good seasons, right? But just a legend in the sports world, and definitely a sad day for sure. I see a lot of teams posting about, um, her legacy and how kind she was, and things like that. And I think it's pretty cool that despite the Bears struggling this season, the final game that she got to see as owner of the Bears was a win in Lambeau Field. So it makes that game just mean that much more. And may she rest in peace. And it's going to be interesting to see where the Bears go next. What happens with George? Um, there's been reports over the past few years that when she were to pass away, he would look into selling the team. I'm not so sure that's the case now. We'll have to see, but obviously, I mean, that's way down the road. Thoughts to the family. Losing someone is never easy, and gonna have to go through that, and that really is really unfortunate. It's a sad day for the sports world for sure. With that being said, the Pickums, we are now sitting at 7-5 in the playoffs. So I've guaranteed myself a winning playoff record no matter what. Worst I can be is 7-6. Um, and it puts me on the season now 161 and 111. So, or 113, I believe. So, with that being said, we will go ahead. I'll switch over to the website. It's just one pick, but I'm gonna pick Kansas City. I am. I've picked against Kansas City all year, and um, I'm not picking Kansas City. Actually, I lied. I'm not. I was originally gonna pick Kansas City, and I've been going back and forth about it for the past couple of days because I knew that I was gonna make this video assuming my hardware was working, and I have really gone back and forth because I've picked against Kansas City all year, and it's hurt me. It's bit me. But I think that Philly is going to play bully ball in this game. I think Philly is bigger up front. I think Philly is dominant up front on both sides. I think that their lines are going to cause problems. I think that Mahomes isn't going to be on the field that much because Saquon has been so efficient. And while Kansas City is the best tackling team in the league, Saquon's going to be efficient regardless. He's going to break off big runs. He's going to break off runs where they get into a 3rd and 3, a 3rd and 1 scenario, and they're going to just bully up front, and they're going to tush push, and they're going to convert. I think that Jalen Hurts has proven through these playoffs that he can get it done. He can perform well if needed. And I think that, it was a 3-point game 2 years ago. Philly's better than they were 2 years ago. And I know that Kansas City's also better than they were 2 years ago. Kansas City has the better coach. Kansas City has the better quarterback. And those two are very important. But I think Philly has the rest of the roster beat. I mean, that Philly defensive line is nasty. They have the number 1 defense in the league. I think they're going to cause some problems for Mahomes. And I just think they're going to play bully ball up front and cause a lot of problems in the trenches on both sides of the ball. Right? Jalen Carter has been dominant. And the defense will be able to get after Mahomes. They have struggled to protect him this year. And I think they're going to cause problems. I think Philly's going to go in. They're going to really dominate this game. I could see them winning by 2 scores. Obviously, it's Mahomes. It's Mahomes in the Super Bowl. It's Mahomes in the playoffs. We see how good he is, right? We know. But we also know that he's not going to win every Super Bowl that he goes to, right? That's just not how it works. And I think that this is Philly's year, right? They've looked so good. Saquon has completely turned this team around because think about it, last year, this team was 10-1 and they collapsed in on themselves. They blew up. They imploded. They lost in the wild card round. Then they get an all-pro future Hall of Fame running back like Saquon Barkley in there, and he completely turns the thing around. I think Philly's going to take this Super Bowl. This will be their 2nd Super Bowl in the last 7 years. And or last 8 years, I guess, because they won in 2017, right? And I think they're going to do it. And they're going to stop the Chiefs' three-peat. Because I just think they're better. And it's funny, the Eagles stopped the Patriots' three-peat in the 2010s, right? In late 2010s by beating New England, beating Tom Brady. In that, I think it was 41-30. Is it 41-33? 41-35 game? I don't remember exactly. I think they're going to stop the Chiefs' three-peat too. This feels like Philly's year. So that's my Super Bowl pick. Let me know what you guys think down below. Who's winning the Super Bowl? Are you excited for the halftime show? Kendrick Lamar. I'm not the most excited. I'm not a huge fan of his work personally. I think he's got a couple good songs. I'm a big fan of All Right. But it'll be interesting. I always enjoy watching the Super Bowl halftime, just, regardless of who it is, because I like seeing kind of the production and what songs they pick and, all the effects and everything like that. But Super Bowl weekend's always a great time. Enjoy the game with your friends, with your family, whoever you're watching it with. And let me know who you think is winning the game down below. And next week, we'll talk about the game, and then I will discuss my plans for the channel throughout the off season, and we'll move from there. But final game of the season, Super Bowl weekend's always bittersweet. It's such a fantastic, massive game, but it's also the last game of the season. So I appreciate you guys as always. Hopefully this recording hasn't had any issues. We'll see. Thank you all for listening. I will see you in the next video. Bear down, as always. Have a good one.